Hey guys, I'm here with Titan Soul right now. I'll probably I'll link his stuff in the description so you can go look at it. Um, we're gonna do a little series leading up to Destiny 2 as often as we can, when we are able to record together, of basically just moving through areas that Bungie has opened up to us to really explore some of the more massive areas that we have to look at. So for this one, because each one is small and I feel like we can fit it into a good amount of time, we're going to be covering the social spaces. Damn it, I wanted to push you off. So starting back at Brian, do you see that? Oh, it disappeared. There was like a ship or something over there. And I think I'm just going to edit in a triangle over that in the video and Illuminati confirmed. Anyways, back here, what really amazes me is that Bungie took the time for an optional area of the tower, which is basic and bland in itself. You know, the one that used to hold the Iron Banner right over there. They've designed mountains and birds that move in the background, clouds that are seemingly moving, and this like fractured bit of wall and around the area. And Brian, I think you have more room to talk about this because you know a little bit more about game design than I do, but I find it really impressive the amount of excess work they put into the smaller things in this game. So moving on from this area, as to not repeat ourselves, I mean they've even went as far as to like populate this area with grass or petals in the water to make this little walkway. And I think it speaks to the detail that Bungie feels necessary to really bring something as simple as a social space to life. And I think that's represented too in the chipping of the paint and the cracks along the foundation you can see back here. And if you realize, this is more accented out here, and some of this moss and vines that we were talking about stop at that area, as it's so, you can tell how unused the area of the tower is by just how worn out and I guess green the area is compared to the well-trimmed grasses and kept plants of this area. But at the same time, the walkways in this area also show more wear and tear. As you can see right here where a Guardian would spawn in, there's cracks, the ground is dirty, there's puddles around. I think this also represents that the tower, as safe and as steadfast as it may be, is not something that we have the luxury to really focus on and improve at the moment. And I think their designing of it really speaks to Bungie's willingness to give something as simple as a giant building character, like something in the game. And then, of course, from here you can look out. God damn it, I killed myself. We're just gonna pretend it didn't happen. And you can see like that Bungie has taken their time to go, and as poor as it may be from this distance, they've, you know, implemented this kind of rough housing looking design of all these square houses that represent like small trailers. And it's just, you can see the vast expanse all the way over there to the edge of the lights and the taller buildings of like old foundations and things. How large the last city really is. It gives volume to the amount of occupants, and I think it adds some kind of weight to being a guardian, in that, you know, you can see what you're protecting. God, I killed myself again. As a hunter, I would think that I would be more adequate at jumping, but, you know. But anyways, moving on from the hefty weight, the Traveler in the background. The Traveler in the game is always spoken of as something of a god, like something that fuels our powers and is far beyond our comprehension. And to have it right there on display like some kind of trophy, I think it really kind of speaks to not only like the character of the Guardians to like hoist it above their city and hold it there as some kind of god to look up to, but you know, it does speak to the sense of religion that the Travelers created, and that everyone listens to it or is talking about it, or in some cases talks for it. And I think that leads us over here to Tower North, or Tor Norte. And I really like this area too, because you can tell like this is just being used as extra storage right now for things that we don't have places for. And then we got this guy over here, and that's nice too, to like see the bots just and the people that they've put in the tower. It's nice to, and it reminds you that in this world, not everyone is like you, and not everyone is out, you know, saving the world every day, but some people are still leading lives and trying to make the best of what they have. Anyways, and here, the speaker, and whatever the fuck this is, um, I, as bland as he may be, I enjoyed the character of the speaker because it gives like some kind of human-esque vibe to the Traveler that for some reason for me puts the Traveler on the same kind of level that one of us is, and that without the speaker, what really is the Traveler to the Guardians? And that makes it, that is one sad thing that I have to say about the development of Destiny, is that the speaker was a character with so much potential to just be such a valuable member of the storyline. And in the original game, he was just an annoying cutscene that you couldn't skip when you made your new character. It's really sad to see such an important role take such a backseat. And I appreciate Bungie for the graphics and things they designed for us to look out upon, but at the same time, it almost makes you wonder, like, did they put too much little detail into places that didn't need it? How did you die? What I really like about these that I just realized is that they're kind of representative of the solar system, and I had not looked at them before. But yeah, you can watch the orbit of the planets around the sun. That's dope as shit. I had not noticed that before, but hats off to Bungie for creating that. Anyhow. And like you said, hearing the people speak as you walk by, it's nice to be able to hear the speaker, you know, like when you walk by him, he makes comments on the achievements you've done throughout the world. And I really enjoy that, because it like shows that not only have you done these things, but the game itself recognizes that you've killed Oryx, or you saved these people, or helped these people. Yes. I mean, notice out there, there's that ship flying away, and that's another thing that I wanted to mention that I seen when we were back there, is that they actually show let's go to the hangar real quick while I'm talking. But they actually show, you know, these ships leaving and going places. They're not just here and existing, they're actually like going out and doing things. And then again here we get to see kind of like this minimalistic thing of just doing what we can, and that certain lights are off in here because they're just not necessary, and then some are on where crates are if they're ever needed. And then in here you can see like the robots going to work and fixing ships, and if you come in fast enough, once you've completed or once you've came into the tower, you can even watch your own ship be piloted by your ghost into the hangar. And then I don't think we talked about Executor Hideo, that's his name, I believe, right? Executor Hideo, whatever, the new monarchy guy. But the way the Dead Orbit faction and Future War Cult and New Monarchy are all represented is done quite well. Like, there's no actual quest to go work for these guys besides just representing them in your own travels. But just the places that they're given really speaks to who they are, you know? Like, the New Monarchy prefers to be out in the tower by the speaker because they feel that they are helpful in finding someone who's going to lead the tower in its time, or it lead the vanguard as like a king or something like that, like they wanted Zavala to do. And then of course you can see Lakshmi up here, and you can see the incense and everything and the wraps that the people wear, and I think it's even represented a little bit in the armor, like with the old Tracer stuff, and yeah, the Eon Tracer mask, and that like there's like bandanas and wrappings and stuff. It really represents, like, I think they took the name Lakshmi and ran with it to design a lot of Future War Cult, and they did it with Hideo and Iraq Jabal too. Moving on from this, one interesting area that doesn't add a super duper lot but is quite nice is down here in the lounge, where you can see, you know, the sweeper bots being constructed and put together, set to work. And then you have, again, like, it shows that these people are just, you know, living a life. There's music down here. There's just like a group of friends chilling around something. You have like mementos of Guardians back here and books left open to read. And it's and I can't think of like a more fun place to like visit and explore, you know. It's really really nice. And what I'm realizing something now as we're getting closer to the Vanguard's place, that I think this will be its own video, and then maybe the reef and the temple will be one, as that would make more sense because this has actually taken a little bit of time. Hello Sweeperbot, we love you. But another thing I like is like everywhere you go in areas like the hangar or out here by Banshee, there's like guns on racks ready to go for any kind of thing. And I think it speaks to how like off-putting it feels to live in like worry of when's the next attack or will we make it through it. And it kind of reminds me of the suspense building in the movie The Great Wall, where they have to wait for the next attack just based on an amount of time. And I like seeing the weapons back there and everything, and as basic and bland as they are, it's still, I don't know, the extra design really helps. And then there's things like this. And then there's things like, I don't know, this ball or the soccer ball. Like, they're not necessary, they don't do anything, they don't really change anything to the game, but they kind of bring more life to the tower, in that like these things are still around because people just, you know, someone had to have put this there, like some kid or some teenager would bring sorry everyone who might notice that the video clip stopped and another one needed to be started. But anyways, basically the point was that, you know, to know that the soccer ball is here and all is nice because it adds more life to just imagining regular people being here. Brian, where did you go? Oh, okay. Alright. So, another thing before we go to the Vanguard's place and wrap this up, I really, really like the amount of Guardians that you can see in here besides yourself, which is, if you're alone, 15. Like, and you might not ever see, like, a full 15, but it is nice to just be able to, like, watch regular Guardians just be here and, you know, see the ghosts fly around and see ships leave off in orbit. It really, like, it just adds more life, like we said, to the character, and then, like, to walk up and, like, dance with someone. Sometimes you get a response, or, I don't know, I think he's dead. And then we have what probably is my favorite area now, which is the Vanguard's room, which is very cheesy, I know, because it's probably one of the most well-designed just to represent everyone that's in here, from Eris Morn to Shax, and then to the Vanguard themselves, and all the lines and dialogue that they share. I mean, you can clearly see people hard at work in here. They're over here adjusting, what is this, helium, I believe? It looks like filament. And then you have the robots working away on God knows what, to just keep the tower running, you know, to keep Guardians in the field supplied, and to keep things on our side, on the tower side, as perfect as can be. And you have these banners in here, and the books and everything. You have Cade, who's constantly looking at maps. You have Zavala over here looking at ship schematics. I don't like, and of course, you know, you see the hunter looking at the wilds. You have the warlock looking at knowledge and just trying to learn, and then you have the Titan who's like looking over schematics and weapons and things to just see what can be done to defend or help on offense. And I think that's very nice. And then we see over here these swords that aren't accessible in the game, which I find really weird because they have the same hilt. They just don't have the crystal. But there's not much more to say, I don't believe. I mean, we really covered like the crates at the wall, the things. Is this a bottle of alcohol that Shax keeps over here? I don't know. And then you have like the person over here assembling a weapon. And it kind of reminds me of when you get to explore the map Bannerfall to rebuild Gallahorn and Rise of Iron. And I really like it. I like everything about this area. From like when they moved Eris Morn down here to our own cubby, to like the designs on the ground and the patterns and everything to represent the Vanguard. Whatever the hell that thing behind Zavala is, I still have no idea what this is supposed to be. Yeah, the only thing that keeps it from being a globe is it's just a cracked stone ball. Like, there's no distinguishable features or anything. Yeah, too. But I mean, I think that's probably gonna wrap it up. And I hope you guys enjoyed our analysis of the tower and its surroundings. The next video is gonna be a toss-up request between if we decide to do the other social spaces in the next video, or if we decide to start working on actual planets and cover the Cosmodrome. Either way, we hope you'll join us. We'll see you there, Guardians. We're out. Love you.